I was very upset with you yesterday.
Yeah.
When I saw how upset you were on the video that you made. You were very upset with somebody that you used to be close to.
Yeah.
So, and you said that you're sick of old codgers, old men telling you what to do. I just want to tell you how close to the truth you are, but you're not recognising it.
Yeah.
And
I throw it at you,
no,
but you don't do that to me in that way.
no, it's all right.
It's taking counsel and advice.
No. I just want to say you are in the right place. Your thinking is right, but you're not handling it.
No.
Because the old codgers are throwing things at you. So my generation hasn't really made it. Yeah?
Yeah.
And when I look at it, I see right through the Christian realm and through the Nazarene realm that they're doing it to young people like you with talent and abilities, and they want to get you and squash you and break you and bring them under their banner, whatever banner that is. Now, when he was writing Fossilised Customs, he took a lot of information from 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗏's book, The Two Babylons.
Alexander Hislop.
Oh, Alexander Hislop, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
And is that the one? What did 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗏's?
𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏's a Christian.
He wrote the first scriptures.
Oh, right, yeah.
Chris Costa, he wrote the ISR.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was involved
Cut.
with all
Start
that.
that sentence again.
Oh, right.
When he first started Fossilised
When he first started Fossilised Customs, he took a lot of it from the Two Babylons. Okay, and right, he was in a place especially when he was interpreting the scripture at the BYNV at the same time, he was in a place that was quite amazing. I believe he was really anointed at that time. He discovered the name Yahusha, but he wouldn't say it.
Or print it.
Or print it, yeah. We had talks with him. We went over and saw him, saw his lifestyle and how he is. And when we came back, when we were over there, I told him we only had 2 rules at that time, and I told him about them, and I was explaining them to him, and he burst into tears. And he denies that, so that was a shock to me, because I actually saw him do it. Over the conversation, he made up some other reason. So I thought that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then we went on, we came back, and we tried for a year in a nice way to get him to, we were hoping he would accept the 2 rules, and I think by then it became 3.
Yeah. He accepted them, but he reworded them his way.
He reworded them, and he stole ideas from us. That's fine. They're things that we can see. But when he was interpreting those 2 books, he was very anointed, and we asked him all sorts of things because of what he'd been through. And he was there for us to give us all understandings from it. Then something happened. I came under him and sent him our super, 30 grand. And because I came under him, I felt for him, and he was asking for money, and I also sent money over for camera and other equipment. And I'm glad I got the money back. I don't mind about the other stuff. Would have cost us just as much to have it sent over as to, you know, receiving it. Anyway, he turned on the 3 rules, said they were witchcraft.
𝗪𝗔𝗧𝗖𝗛.
Yeah. And he was, since then, he's gone bitter. And I don't feel the work that he did was brilliant. I love it. But I don't feel as a person, he's gone on. And he's rejected the 3 rules. Now, the 3 rules are a major help just to catapult people into the presence of Yahusha, so that they feel him more, they understand him more. And he's said all sorts of lies about them. Now, when someone is operating like that, I always remember in my head about the 10 virgins, the wheat and the tares. And they're there with us, they're planted, the wheat's planted with us. I mean, the weeds are planted with us, and the unwise are with us, but they're not getting through. Now, I think unless you get immersed and understand that you're going to have to go through like an army training boot camp situation, you're going to have to go through that with Yahusha. And he wants us to kill ourselves. Everything we've taken in from the world, he wants it out. And that's everything that's worldly, he wants it out. And if we keep striving, we'll come through to a place where we get peace. Right? But that's not the end of it all. But when he stops goading, and when you feel his peace in you all the time, you know something's happening. Oh, this is very different. I feel peaceful. Now, a lot of these old codgers you talk about won't go there. They're standing in the doorway, stopping all you young people from finding the truth. They want to grab all the youth and set up their own establishments, assemblies, so they can milk them all. And most of the people that have come through are like a carpetbagger sort of person. And they have failed in the world. And they have failed in their Christian attempts to become a pastor, prophet, all those things. So they know that this 𝗪𝗔𝗧𝗖𝗛 door has opened, so they're coming in, and they've got memory of lots of scripture, but they twist it and use it their way to control the younger people coming in. Now, it's not everybody, but it's a lot of them, half of us, and that's just speaking about the bride. Half of them are wanting to control the youth coming through. Right? So if they can rebel, set you up, if they can get you to rebel, set you up, you shoot your mouth off, then they hold it over you, and then they show everybody else they're going to forgive you. And then when you come under their forgiveness, then you're under them, and they just manipulate you because they haven't paid off all their bills. They don't own their own homes. Some do, because they've made a lot of money out of it, but they're trying to get somewhere. But that's worldliness. That's not what Yahusha is looking for. See, so you have to go through the Hebrews 12 situation with Yahusha first, until you have peace. And you know, there may be other things there that have to be change later on, but he's quite happy with you. You find his peace. Now they don't want you to find that.
They won't even talk about Hebrews 12.
Yeah, that's right. But they don't want your generation to know it. So they squash you and make out you're wrong or evil or whatever. And that's what's happening to all the youth under you coming through. Same thing, these people have set themselves up. Right? So then after that, that's not the end of it. When you get peace, then you need to realise there's a war going on. You know, and a lot of these people aren't taught to put their armour on to fight the war. Now the battle is for the hearts and minds of men and women. Now all those that are under those old codgers that you talk about, that you can see, they are doing that to all the youth coming through. I think well, I should go back to where we were with the warfare. You've got to have understanding of the word and applying it so you know it's true. You have to prove everything to yourself, because he says to do that. Prove the word as truth. So it's up to each individual that comes through the immersion to understand the barrier. Woe to you standing at the doorway, not letting people in. You've got to understand that's there. You've got to walk right by it, not get caught up in it. Then you've got to go through the process where you know he's working within you and he's teaching you and showing you all the things he wants out of you. It's up to us to give them over. So we don't get involved with religion. That's the big problem. The carpetbaggers are full of religion and Torah mixture. And they use the Torah and they use the Hebrew words to squash everybody because they have a knowledge of it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we're English, we speak English, and you can interpret Hebrew words into English. So, you know, there's only one word that I won't say that's English, and that's J-E-S, Yahusha and Yahuwah. So they're the right words, you know, so that's great. But you don't have to have towns and all that sort of thing because they're written in a certain way. And it's not a lot of time, and we have to get through all this, you know. And once we get through that, then it's time to go into battle. You know, you've got the word, you've proven yourself to Yahushua, you've got your peace, and he says, put your armour on, because it's not going to stop coming at you. It's going to want to take you all. And if you don't fight, you're just going to sleep. And if you let those old codgers hurt you and affect you and upset you, well, you know, I reckon some of those people, the one that wrote the 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗏, he has stopped. He rejected the 3 rules. He doesn't say anything about the portal. They're against it. You know, so you can see, right, I can see you. But one of the workers said to Yahusha, to the landowner, should we pull the weeds out? And he said, no, well, you'll be pulling the wheat up. So we've got to know they're there, right around us, right with us, surrounding us. And they put out that poisonous gas to try and suffocate us. But it can't, because we just keep shooting up, and you've got to bear the fruit. Now Yahushua wants his bride to have fruit, and that's the behaviour, and that's where behaviour revolution comes in, and the 3 rules to help catapult us into the area of battle. Right? So it's that process, getting immersed, to get his spirit, to go through the flogging, to come into the peace, the fruits they're manifesting out of us, and then we go into warfare. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the process, and you can see if you're doing it, if someone around you's behaviour isn't like that. Now, to do that to a young person, I see you just off your face, angry, furious, hurt by what he said to you, by what he said, but he was, it's aimed at you. And after everything you did for him and helped him, then you come into this sort of abuse. Now, that's 𝗪𝗪𝗥𝗑𝗪, because Yahushua wants you guys to come on. He wants you guys to realise those that are standing in the door. Wake up. Don't come under the carpetbaggers, walk right by them. They can only get you if you're willing to go and investigate. But you, younger generation, need to realise that is the process. After your immersion, you go into that process. Right, and then you'll be finding out that things that you say will come true. Right? Like I said, my son, to my wife, my son's going to end up in jail. Now he's in jail, it's got 10 years. So that was true. That was given to me. We're hearing his voice because we've got the open portal and we have access to his presence and he's guiding us. Now, if anybody denies that process, right, you just let them.
Let them have it.
Yeah, don't get furious, upset, and attack them. It's not worth it, is it?
No, it's not worth it.
So what you said is true. I just want you to know and understand the direction to go in to get into the battle, where the battle is with words, really. What you say happens, and yeah, there are gifts. That sort of warfare is very, very important. If you're speaking the word all the time, then it's going to get very powerful. If you're speaking the word with knowledge and understanding, and you say it in a situation, and then it comes to happen, you're going to know Yahushua very well. And that's what he wants us to do. And those carpetbaggers don't want us to be able to get there. The first will be the last, and the last will be the first. So the last has to stand, the first has to stand back a bit and let the youth, let them come in and let Yahushua expound their gifts. Expound. They have to know there's a direction where they're safe and they can go full force. They can go right into it. But if you let these old geezers get to you,
Bitter.
no good. No good. But they are there. I just want you to know they're there. This person we're talking about isn't the only one.
No.
He's only one. And they're out there because they are not successful in their lives and they might have a breakthrough for a while, but when the rest starts coming to them, like the 3 rules and the portal and what Yahushua's actually doing, and they reject that because it's going to reveal them. That means they have to step back for the new ones coming in. But everyone gets paid the same, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what Yahushua said. But it's a race. The quicker you get there, the more you're in the warfare. The more victory you can have for Yahushua. You don't have to fear Satan. So you can't beat Yahushua. Yahushua came here and won, beat him.
Yeah.
And he owns everything now, as you can see by what he's doing to the world at the moment. So the urgency is the time, how much time we've got left. So this message has to get out to the youth. You're young and they'll listen to you. They don't like to listen to old codgers, do they?
No.
So if you grasp this and you understand that direction, you're going to be catapulted into the most wonderful experience you could ever have. Right? So as I said to you yesterday, I believe Yahushua comes to us and in special moments and said, did you say that? Remember when you did this? Then he's testing us to see if we're going to be really honest. And I love being really honest. That's why I want you to say that what you're seeing going on is not only scriptural, but it's very true. But you've got to handle yourself in that circumstance. If you face what they are, make up your mind, this guy's a carpetbagger. And then you just humour him and go on your journey. And I think all the youth should understand this.
Yeah.
What do you feel about this, Mark?
Very refreshed. I had thoughts when I read it, I'll just leave it alone, get back to your study and what you were doing in the video and everything, but I thought it tied in so well with what I've been harping on for so long about the Hebrew and the knowledge and where it comes in. I thought, no, I'll leave the source out of it, but I'm going to talk about this because this is what they're doing. They're bringing us into the knowledge. You don't speak Hebrew. And that, like you said, that's just one person. Others are trying to educate you. Come and actually learn the language, like learning another language. It's like, who would want to? And because they think that's going to bring them closer to you, to the Creator. And no, portal's open. You got him, no matter what language you are. But I've always had a reputation on these videos for cussing and swearing and everything else. So I thought, I'll just go off my head about it. But that's getting old. So no, I face it. Particularly with moving house and everything and the system in the world and everything, and that's all set up by older folks, and I've failed most of the time in it. Something you said yesterday really struck me. I've been playing it over in my head. When I said to you, this is all happening because I hear this voice saying, you've just effed up, you've blown it, you've just an F up. It's just, and you said to me, do you think Yahushua talks to you like that? No. Yahushua doesn't talk to us like that.
No.
Chastises us and flogs us and makes us feel dreadful, but he doesn't run us down and degrade us. And so that really affected me. And the other thing you said was, he's not original. He's said everything he possibly can to you, that devil. And haven't you heard them all now? Why don't you humour him? And now you know how he's going to come in and humour him and listen to him. No. I just thought that's really clever. What else could he say to you it's been a blowout. Yeah. To face that this is what's going on, because I hadn't faced that any of these people are.
They're no different to you. They're equal to you, they think, but I wouldn't say they're equal with their behaviour. And the young people have to realise and better wake up to the fact you don't come back at them, but you just know in your spirit, it's a carpetbagger. You know what I mean?
Because it does come across, for a younger man to do things to an older man, it does come across disrespectful. That's not scriptural. But like you said, inside yourself, go on.
Yeah.
Face it and go on.
I think you want to refresh your mind on that thing about, it's a religious point of view that the young people have to respect the old people.
Okay.
They've put that right through scripture to control everybody. But if that older person is not in Yahushua and has not walked the walk to get there, what would their behaviour be like if they got there?
Dreadful.
No, I mean, it's
Different, yeah.
How?
They'd be gentle.
They'd be gentle, they'd be kind, they'd be loving, understanding. All of that sort of
So if you see that in a person that declares that they are with Yahushua, you can see if it's not there too, can't you?
Correct.
So what do you do if it's not there, darling?
You let them have it. You let them have who they are. Don't take it personally.
So how many people in your day in the salon that you greet and meet would you say have the experience of Yahusha?
None. Not one.
So that's what you're dealing with every day, and every single one of those people want to convert you to their festivals and beliefs.
Of course.
Okay? And they won't stop, they're relentless. That's my generation, doing that to your generation. How do you really feel about it?
Oh, I can't say the words.
Why?
I've said them all.
What are they? Say them.
Well, just the experience of moving house, and I've played my part in all that. I haven't trained the children quite right, and I haven't looked after things, and I've bitched and complained and moaned, and now we're coming down a bit in life. But when I just look at the system and jumping through all the hoops for renting shops and renting houses and applying for loans for all the hoops, and I've said to you, I'm just so effing tired of jumping through hoops from you old idiots. You know, like, not you personally, but just the system that's been set up.
Generation,
And it's just normal to you guys because you're like, oh, welcome to the club. We've been doing it for 50 odd years. But me thinking, oh, can we just get through this quicker? You're so unorganised. You go to see a solicitor who don't know how to solicit, a real estate agent who doesn't know. We can do the job better than they can, and they're being paid for it. Because I guess with Yahusha's mind,
They've got the education. They
You're organised.
went to the schools and got all the diplomas.
we used to.
You're under them.
Yeah. With all these kids and business and stuff, you used to being organised and just bang, 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 and these people have no, they can't. She helped one of the guys set up, work out his computer, you know, like, and we're paying you, you know, like, the system is just such a rot.
Yeah.
And so,
Same as belief.
same as belief, and I'm in the mindset of, I just want to get this done so I can get back to what we're doing that's actually important, and everything's pulling me away from it. And in that, Yahusha's been showing me so much stuff. Yeah, you need to have a bit of a break from that so I can train you in this and that. Don't like this behaviour, don't like that behaviour. Don't like what's gone on here and there. Otherwise, you're just religiously putting out videos like that can get, like what's happened in the other movement we're in. Just keeps going, but the content's not there, you know? And Yahusha doesn't want that religious.
No. He's not into anything that's religious or man-made.
No.
Yahusha's not there. That's why he said, leave the weeds with the wheat. Because he knows the wheat's going to grow up and bear the fruit, because he's in the portal of the wheat. And he knows it's going to grow up and bear the fruit. And that's the behaviour. Right? Behaviour is apart from
Gifts.
gifts.
Definitely.
So, I think you have every right to be as angry as you were, but I think it's also good to bring all this out so you know why you were that angry. You know?
Yeah.
Because you're a young man with gifts and talents that Yahusha wants to use, but you've always looked towards some man.
Yeah.
And then when I started breaking you away, you went closer to the person that wrote that book. And I let you have it so you would have an experience, because we went over there and saw the lifestyle and saw the struggle they were having in life and the things they wanted to get out of, but still they need, and they're asking for this all the time. Now, I don't think you need that when you with Yahusha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you can't afford to print all this knowledge and not get paid for it, because there are a whole group of other long-bearded idiots from our generation, old codgers, that were telling him you have to give it away for nothing.
Mm.
And they had much more money and donations than him, so they could afford to do that. But that's not the truth.
No.
You know, if you write something as marvellous as that, you should get paid for it.
Yeah.
But as I said, that man stopped. And you've got to be aware if someone stopped. You've got to be aware that Yahusha's flow is continuous and it's the
Same.
yesterday, today, forever. I'm the same. So you know if someone's coming to you and they're not, you don't feel his presence, that person is not what?
Flowing. Not the same.
Starts with M. A. T. U. Yeah. You're going to have to recognise that inside yourself.
Yeah. Keep talking.
That's actually going on, you know.
Hold your breaths for a minute, please. Be your faces.
What was that?
He knocked the phone.
Oh, Marky.
Sorry.
Did it smash?
No.
You can cut this bit out.
Landing on everybody's heads and everything.
Yeah. So you can cut all that bit out.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine.
Did it turn off?
No.
No? Oh, good.
Just don't knock it again, please.
You recording? So you can see someone's not mature.
Can't you?
Yeah.
How?
Because their behaviour's different. Cool.
Yeah, but how in words?
Well, in this specific scenario that we're talking about,
Yeah.
we were just so flabbergasted with the information that was coming to us about the feasts and the name of Yahuwah and the key of knowledge and Yahusha, and we were just like, yeah, wonderful, this guy's anointed, let's help him and let's get this out there. And yeah, I had religious behaviour back then. I was going to affect the world, TV stations and this and that, and convert. This is going to be a 𝗬𝗓𝗓 movement. Da 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 da. That was a very religious mindset that I had, but
Worldly.
mindset. Yeah, trying to do what all the TV preachers are doing for Yahusha.
But does Yahusha need that?
No, that's not how he moves.
Yeah.
No, and I think he's incognito and sneaky. If you had a TV station, imagine what would be coming at us, whereas he's doing things very underground, sneaky in everybody. The bride's hidden. Dragon doesn't know where she is.
Where's the bride hidden?
All over the world.
Yeah, but where?
In the hearts.
People's hearts. She's the bride.
Well, present. Where?
Everywhere.
Yeah, all over the world. But
But it's in plain sight, but people
look
don't
at the
see
parable,
them.
the weeds and the wheat.
In the garden.
Well, that's a garden. Yeah, the
world is a
field
garden.
is the but
Amongst.
what's in
The
the
wheat.
in the wheats with the weeds?
Mm.
Where's that?
In a natural movement.
Yeah. Mm. That's true.
And those weeds are carrying on like Jewish people and putting everybody into a. So we're hiding in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. So we're all excited about that. And then we start to realise, around the same time as he did, that it's about behaviour. And how about we just tell people to not take things personally? That's incorporating 50, 60, 100 odd scriptures. Don't take things personally.
But
This is
you,
one example.
I just want you, please, dear boy, to understand you don't have to prove anything to the carpetbaggers.
No.
You have to understand, I am called out. I am going through Hebrews 12. I am bearing the fruits. I am going to have other gifts. I am going to be in the warfare. You've got to walk that path, straight and narrow, or windy and narrow. You've got to walk that path, and if you don't walk that path, you're never going to know. You'll be caught up by a carpetbagger. So you don't have to prove yourself to those standing in the doorway. Woe to them. You have to prove yourself to any man. You have to prove yourself on the path to Yahusha. So you get him in your heart. Bang! Oh, this is it. And you don't, it's precious, and you don't want to lose his presence through your portal. You have access, you can talk to him. People don't know that, realise that, understanding, conversations, prayer. Guess who told me that?
He did.
Huh? The guy that wrote that book.
Yeah.
So the things, when he was in that state of mind and heart, was just so full and wonderful. But I think he slipped, and I hope for him that he will come out of it, you know, and make apologies to those that he needs to. But he was really looking for this to help him, you know, instead of relying on Yahusha. Doors would open. We're not doing anything like that, a physical thing where we have to buy and sell. We're doing it this way. It's all free. And this information is coming to you free. So to me, you should treasure it. And you should keep it close to your heart so that when the carpetbaggers come along, you're not going to be ripped off by men, because you know I am with Yahusha. He looks after everything. You're finding that now. You're still looked after, even though you've been uprooted. You're still looked after.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Well, we all need money. We all have to work. If you don't work, you don't eat.
That's it.
So we all need to work. You know?
Yeah. That's exactly right. That's a vital message for all our generation, because they're all complaining about the same thing.
But it's for all generations, not just ours.
No.
Well, if it's for all generations and you speak to somebody that's in a high position in the 𝗩𝗓𝗏 movement, especially one that found the name Yahusha and put it out, eventually after, you know, we kept telling him, say the name, write the name. But he was too afraid because of the old codgers that he was mixing with. Wasn't protocol. But there are those that won't. It's not for all generations. My generation's totally failed. I have never yet met one person that knows this from my generation.
Or wants to.
That's right, or wants to. Well, that's what you need to face. That anger that you've got in you should turn it to righteousness and face it. And so should you guys out there. They all need to face it, what's going on and what these people are doing. And be wise, because they're going to come to you one day and say, give us some of your oil. What's your answer?
No, I can't. You'll have to go get it down the road.
Yeah. So they don't realise you can't buy this experience.
Down the road is down the path of the training. You've got to get the training.
Yeah, but do you think it's the bridegroom's already come?
Well, the bridegroom comes while they've buggered off.
That's right.
Yeah, they've missed it.
See?
Yeah.
So you want to get this message across to your generation. I hope me being present here helps, talking about my generation.
Yeah.
See? You're 30 years younger than me, and you're not to get ripped off.
No.
Not fall for it. You've been called, you should know that. He's looking after you and your family.
Yeah.
If you don't, you'll be tripping, won't you?
Yeah.
you'll be out there getting flogged.
That's it, exactly
Yeah.
right.
Because he's not going to let you go. So don't go to them. Don't go to the carpetbaggers. Don't look. You're getting access. You're getting straight through information. No matter what anybody, religious person or a person with the mixture says to you. Oh, right. Calm, you've got your peace, you can see what they're doing, what their behaviour is towards you. All you young people, take hold of this and do it this way. Just let them have it. You'll find you'll have a victory every time. You cannot beat the 3 rules. I don't care what people say. I know they work. They're real.
Yeah.
And they'll bring you right into his presence, and you can actually talk to him and enjoy that and feel his peace. Wherever you are, wherever you go, you can have that and not be confused. But because we let thoughts in our heads, religious mixtures, we get confused. We get into turmoil because we're listening to those bastards that stand by the door.
With their big jackets with things to sell. You want some watches? In Bali. Selling their wares.
Or in some cases, there are written scriptures.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly right.
And so you've known this inside yourself, but you haven't known the reality.
And know how to deal with it.
Well, you do now, don't you? Why would you even waste a conversation trying to prove a point to somebody like you did in your last video?
Yeah.
Why would you? That really upset me to see you that hurt and that confused and thinking you're wrong and feeling guilty about it all and then being angry after it on top of it. That infuriated me
Yeah,
that
mate.
you've been put in that place.
Yeah, I think it made a few people angry. Got a fair few comments on that video about, not about the content of the video,
No.
but about the
person that did it.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to recognise that person, and it's up to all you out there to recognise people like this. He's not the only one, but there's a lot of them ripping off your generation. And because you've got fear, when you're in a circumstance like that, think of King David. You know, he couldn't wear all the bloody armour, it's too heavy, you know, Saul's armour or whatever it was. He just went down and got a few rocks. He knew he'd killed bears and lions with it. He can knock this bloke off. He just fling him a rock
That's it.
and move on.
That's it. That's brilliant. Face that what we're getting from Yusha is just phenomenal.
Yeah, what else do you need? You've got access. You're communicating. Who can give you better?
No one.
And he just wants you and wants you to receive from him. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want you like they do,
No.
do I?
No, not at all. If I came sniffing around, you'd go the opposite. No, go do your
Well,
yeah.
I
If you
talk
talk,
to
you go
you.
do it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's up to every single person out there. Come to terms with this and do it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Love?
I think it's great. You need to get that message across, because I can see through our journey, through our generation, I can see so many of them just rest on their laurels, think they're right, and you know, pretend, just put young ones down and make them feel like they haven't made it, and
Work them.
it's just a shame. It's a big shame.
It's true what you said about them wanting to break you.
Yes.
Definitely.
Not only in the religious realm or the mixture, but in the world.
Yes.
Same behaviour.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
hierarchy.
I always see it in the clients all the time.
That's it.
I'm finding that I don't even talk incredibly honest with my clients, because the majority of them are older, and if I said something, we've had it before, we've said, We've even had something exciting might happen with one of the kids. Oh, don't worry, that won't last long. So there's just a wet blanket on it because they're older. Their kids have
Been there,
blinded
done
or
that.
Been there, done that. Or, you know, like even just moving or packing or moving house, or there's something negative to put down us.
Do you know what that's called? What they're doing to you? Wickedness.
Wickedness. Mm.
Not letting you have it, wanting to squash you.
Mm.
That's the world. And it's all for you to be converted back.
Back to their little group and club and movement.
Their mindset.
Mm.
They don't care so long as you're in the mindset.
Mm.
You have to understand them. They don't have to understand you.
No.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
Mm.
You know, you're just there to do a job which you can do perfectly well.
And the beauty of the 3 rules, you can get out of their clutches. You can let them have it. You don't take it personal. So if you didn't have that, you know, you can get so easily screwed up by all that heaviness that comes on you daily.
Mm.
And that's the point. It's so easy because you've got that tool to really reveal everything to yourself and refresh you.
Mm.
That's my darling.
Well, it's true.
Well, I often see things on Facebook that are even from high-end hairdressers, even high-end hotels and things like that, where they're multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar organisations, and yet someone in it will say some comment, this client just did this, or this customer did this, and I'm so fed up with this, and I'm thinking, what are you taking that person for? Like, it's just a simple rule. People with millions of dollars can't even do this. Billions of dollars can't even do this.
Haven't got control over themselves.
Like you said, the person who controls.
Well, the secrets of 𝗪𝗓𝗓 are hidden
Mm.
to man without the spirit in him.
Mm.
And he only opens them up those that are going to walk that line.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are going to come through. They're the ones that you want to speak to.
Mm.
You can save your generation, because I can't see anybody else out there that has this feeling for your generation, that want to speak like this.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to speak it, especially if you know it.
Mm.
And you're not angry,
No.
you just let them know this is what's going on, and you bring it through all your teaching.
Mm.
They have to have encouragement and love and understanding.
Mm.
That's what we have to do for them, so they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, I've got to get through this.
Mm.
You know? So when someone talks to you or writes to you, you just say, well, where do you think you're up to?
Mm.
Are you through the goading? Have you got to a place where you've got peace?
Mm.
Or are you pretending?
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many pretenders out there. I don't mind telling you, people that think they're someone,
Mm.
you know, and
Oh,
that's, yeah,
Oh,
well, it's fake. It's not true,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's going on out there all the time, and you've got to tell the young ones, recognise it,
Mm.
and just walk by the carpetbaggers, walk by people with mindsets that are trying to capture you and trap you.
Mm.
See?
Mm.
So I thought seeing you yesterday
Mm.
really upset like that,
Mm.
it's not fair.
No.
And I don't think you've really understood it till probably now.
No.
But it's up to you to take hold of it and go, right, you've had me for so long, no more.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm. Wonderful.
So, I mean, young people are going to try something out and make a mistake.
Mm.
What are we going to come down on them and bring them under us and squash them?
No.
No, you can just sit there and say to them, well, what lesson did you learn from it?
Help them get back up again.
Because you know the steps along the path.
Yeah.
Once you know all those steps, well, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, this is what gets you there.
Yeah.
Mm.
But don't give in, get up and keep going. You know?
Yeah.
Just
Marvellous.
continue to say no.
Yeah.
Mm. It's so important, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you've got it now in your head. It's up to you to get it out in your teaching.
Mm.
You know, when you're going through the scripture,
Mm.
you can bring this in to your generation.
It's kind of like, what was the one where they had their feet on their head?
Their feet on their
Their-
head.
the kings.
yeah, that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
that was a status thing too.
Okay.
These young boys, I couldn't possibly go up and put my foot on a king's head.
Yeah.
That's royalty. Josh was like, get over here. Don't come under any of this carpet bagging
Yeah, that's it. So
nonsense.
who just gave you that
Usually.
and gave you an understanding of it?
Yeah.
And it's from what you've been preaching.
Mm.
So Yahushua's working with you now, bang,
Mm.
there and then in that. He just gave that to you, a bigger understanding because they're words that have come out of your mouth.
Mm.
And he said, look at this. And then you said it.
Mm.
Wonderful.
Mm.
Yeah, confirming it.
Mm. Amazing.
So you've got that open portal.
Mm.
You've got access
Mm.
all the time. Hook in.
Mm.
Tell them, hook in. Get your own.
Mm.
Don't listen to the carpetbaggers. Face it.
Mm.
My generation has failed. Look at our children
Mm.
from my generation,
Yeah.
religious or not. Look at our children.
Mm.
My son's in jail for 10 years for doing drugs.
Mm.
He knew that we found Yahushua.
Got immersed.
Wouldn't go there. Yeah, got immersed. Wouldn't be obedient. Wanted his own way. Thought he could get there quicker.
Mm.
Making more money.
Because he was so angry at the older generation, he wanted to beat them quicker,
Yep.
jump through all the hoops quicker.
But that's not where
They got him.
It's it's not. That's not where it's at.
No.
The power of what you say
Mm.
happens. I can't do that.
When all that happened, I wasn't even angry at him. I was angry at the system. So I thought,
Yeah.
you put this system here.
Yeah.
Let's see what we'd find in all your cars and the judge and the lawyers and let's see if we bugged your bloody houses, what we'd find. Bloody perverted idiots. And I'm like, I was really angry. Not to
Yeah.
excuse him, but just to...
Yeah. I
So
was glad
Mm.
you slammed away, so we don't have to put up with all that horrible lies and
Abuse.
ego,
The abuse.
the abuse. Yeah, horrible.
Mm.
So we're glad of it
Mm.
for his sake, and we just believe Yahushua's going to move.
Mm. Mm. Phenomenal. People need to be free to click into Yahushua themselves, because everyone's going through it.
Well, look what's in the way.
Mm.
What you said,
Mm.
greasy old codgers.
Mm. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
You were right.
Mm.
But it's not worth giving them the time of day. It's worth facing, no matter what their accomplishments or achievements.
Mm.
Are they in the Spirit? Have they been through the walk?
Mm.
Well, you can see if they have or they haven't, can't you? And you can feel it
Mm.
from them. So don't fall into traps where you're thinking you're wrong.
No.
Because then you're just going in a circle, constant circle of running yourself down.
It's so important knowing that the gifts are different to the fruit, because your fruit is your behaviour and a gift is something that Yahushua gives you. A gift could be an understanding that you could turn into a book, a video series, but then when the gift has been done, where's the fruit? You know, like people can lift themselves up. People lift themselves up on a certain project or a gift, behind closed doors with their family, with everything, with Yahushua and their relationship. They don't think that's important because they've spotlights on this. So they want to maintain this at all costs. But this doesn't mature. The gifts don't mature. I'm going through that.
Yeah.
Yahushua, if you're honest with yourself, you go, no, Yahushua doesn't want me lifting myself up on this. Yahusha wants this to be genuine all the time.
Yeah.
The gifts have to come through.
Yeah.
And the gifts are quiet. What that thing about give your offerings behind closed doors, say your prayers behind closed doors, and don't do it out in the open. You might have to do this or that as a gift out in the open, but your relationship is quiet.
Well, if someone's doing it out in the open, what do you think straight away?
Religious.
I do.
Screwed up.
Mm.
That's right from the Pope down.
Mm.
This is my generation.
Mm.
You know? And look what they're doing to the world. And look what they're doing to the youth of the world. Do they care about the youth?
No.
No, they only care about the money that they can make.
That's it. That's it.
That's their system.
So we're the opposite to that. We're not into the money. Money.
No.
We're not into that. We want this pathway, this truth. So money's incidental to that. But we need it to survive.
Yeah,
And
of
it's
course.
cool. You have a business or whatever you have to make money. It's cool.
We live in a paperless society. You don't have to have overheads and cost. If one day a bit of money drops in your lap, oh yeah, we'll put some books out. But otherwise, I've just said to people,
Well,
no, we can't do that right now. Can't do it, it's
Who,
online.
I just had a thought back there. Who's going to read it?
Well, I sometimes would like to lay on the lounge instead of but people have Kindles now anyway.
That's right, and they've got those cushions you put your thing
iPad
on.
on, yeah.
So who's going to want it that way?
Most of
What
them are
about
fine.
this? This is the way, and you can say so much more in time about this for the next generation. The next generation do not stand a chance against the wickedness that's coming to them without Yahusha in their life.
And they're not good. I'm noticing a lot of people coming up aren't strong or fast readers either. They're not, because the education system's not as good. So
The
speaking
words,
it is better.
The words will get across.
Because that's how it was in the original, it was spoken.
Because of
Time.
what time?
Time is short, you're coming back.
Well, when you look at the world today, how many people are asleep?
Everyone.
And how many disasters are going on in the world?
Constant,
And
daily.
Yeah, but they're not all over, they're, in places. And he says the sun's going to rise and the sun's going to set and the season's going to come even till the end. So all those people, oh, she'll be right, mate, she's cool. They'll be staying asleep spiritually, the walking dead. All they do is cause mischief and trouble. That's what's going on in the world at the moment. So how many people that you know are asleep and globally that have not even contemplated going through this? Lots of people in the world know his name, but they wouldn't contemplate putting themselves through a process like that. Even a person that's on the streets,
Don't do that.
but they wouldn't.
They wouldn't. No.
Some of them are too arrogant to even lower themselves to repent, and they're on the street, which is amazing. The arrogance that's even in that sort of a person. Oh, there are some that will listen and do it. Great.
Yeah.
But my generation isn't giving this message to you guys.
No.
What if you knew 10 people like this, that were real like this, giving this message and encouraging you? How would you feel?
Oh, you're wonderful. You should start with 12.
Yeah, but how would you feel if there were other people with their own gifts and powers and achieving and growing and showing you and encouraging you and wanting to enjoy you and see you?
Well, it made you feel fantastic, wouldn't it?
And then, yet,
Who wouldn't?
and yet,
Nobody wants to do it because they want to keep us down. They want to build themselves up to be, better.
well, if you don't realise that, what are you?
Stupid and asleep.
That's right.
Most of the people you're explaining are lovely and encouraging are on the other side of the world. And that's all right. That's the issue's plan.
Most of the people what?
You're expressing what would it be like to have people like that around you, who are honest and genuine and encouraging, and they're all coming through from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
America, England.
And what's their age?
Oh, I'd say they're all about our age.
Yeah, maybe slightly older.
Or younger.
So what does
There's
that
no one
tell
old.
you?
There's no one old.
Yeah, what's that tell you?
Yeah.
See?
One or two maybe. Not many.
They should be like this,
Yeah.
encouraging you guys. Go for it. Doesn't matter what comes at you, go for it. See your 𝗬𝗓𝗪 in it all. You know?
Absolutely.
They should be there so that you, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And they're happy and pleased for you when you achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So that's what I wanted to share with you, Brother 𝗪𝗔𝗪𝗏.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else got anything they want to say to the GP?
I think you've said.
You guys out there that we love with all our hearts and just hope and pray
Yeah.
you can grasp this.
Wonderful.
Thanks for sharing it.
Pleasure.
Love you guys.